Hey everyone, it's Jason and this is your weekend cruise news update. And we have a rogue wave that hit a cruise ship. We have passengers upset over the language that was spoken on board. And I need your opinion. Do you think newer cruisers are ruining the cruising experience? So cruise story number one, have you ever experienced a crazy situation like this on a cruise? So the Explorer of the Seas was leaving from Barcelona, Spain, doing a transatlantic sailing to Miami, Florida, when it encountered a microburst of weather they said was hurricane force winds and had a rogue wave in it. Here is a video here, and this is the Royal Promenade on the Explorer of the Seas, and look at how much it's listing. They're saying up to 30 degrees. Now, if you don't know what listing is, it basically means leaning to one side. Look at that lean. Look at people. Basically, the chairs are sliding across the Royal Promenade. People are bracing themselves because there is such a lean there. Look at some of the damage here on the cruise ship in one of the bars and other places. Now, they said most of the passengers were okay, but unfortunately there was a couple injuries that required the cruise ship to turn around, go back to land because they could not take care of them on the cruise ship. Hopefully everyone is okay there and will be okay. Have you ever experienced something like this on a cruise ship? Now, I know a lot of people that worry about doing transatlantic sailings because of weather like this. Does this stop you from doing a transatlantic sailing? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. So cruise story number two, and I need your opinion on this one. Do you think this is the passengers' fault here? So passengers were getting off the Rhapsody of the Seas. This is a cruise ship by Royal Caribbean based out of San Juan, Puerto Rico. Now, many of them said that they were disappointed because of the language that was spoken on board. Now, once again, remember, this is out of San Juan, Puerto Rico. They said the crew, the passengers, and the activities mainly were in Spanish. Now, I've looked up some things. It looks like many of the activities were in English and Spanish. And the announcements were in English and Spanish. Now, we just got off the Icon of the Seas. This is obviously based in Miami, Florida. And I know when we go out of Miami versus, let's say, maybe Port Canaveral or Tampa, you're going to see a more Spanish culture on the cruise ships than you would in those other ports. It's just a fact. Doesn't bother me, don't care. And they made announcements in English and Spanish. And many of the folks that we met that were Spanish could speak English. Now, I'm not bilingual, but they are. And those that couldn't speak English, that wanted me to take a picture, we figured it out and they thanked me. So I don't see that this is a huge deal. But I also think that you've got to understand where you're sailing out of. Now, people were so upset, they said that basically their cruise was ruined. Others said they would never cruise out of San Juan, Puerto Rico again. Now, have you ever sailed out of San Juan? What are your thoughts on this? Just an interesting thing. I've never cruised out of San Juan. It's obviously a place I'd love to cruise out of to hit some of those Southern Caribbean spots. Can't wait to hear from you in the comments on this one. So before I get to cruise story number 3, I would ask that you like this video and consider subscribing as it does help the channel grow. If you could do that for me, I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks so much. So cruise story number 3, and I want to know where you stand on this debate. Do you think newer cruisers are ruining the cruising experience? And this is something that I'm seeing come up more and more, especially on Reddit, Facebook, and other social media platforms. And basically, both groups are pointing the finger at each other, saying they're not courteous, they're rude, and they're not well behaved. Someone posted this video right here. They said they got off at Coco Cay, 8 o'clock in the morning, so they could be front row seats to the ocean. And I absolutely know how that works. We've done it ourselves. They said a couple hours later, about 2.5 hours later, a group who they described as newer cruisers, they said they knew who they were and they had run into them before, pulled all their chairs to block their view of the ocean. Now, I don't care whether you're a new cruiser, experienced cruiser, this is just rude behavior and it's unacceptable. I personally think it's society in general. And it's unfortunate, it really is. But for cruise ships to work, you gotta have basically an experience where people are courteous, they're patient, and they're well behaved. That is the only way that these cruise ships can work and where people can have good experiences. And that is my opinion on this. What do you guys think? So I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you again so much for the continued support. It really does mean a lot to me. And until I talk to you soon, happy cruising.